Hi, welcome with another movie review, and I want to talk about it. Damn, I need to improve my introduction. We're now on movie 3. This film is one of my favorites, a slow burn drama. It is an indie film titled Alagwa, translate to Breakaway. Director Ian Loreños. Release year 2012. I highly recommend this movie. I suggest to watch this first because I'll be going through this that leads to spoilers. If you prefer the summary one, let's go. Starting with Robert Lim, a single parent with his only son named Brian. Robert is struggling to take care of everything, and it might help him for his son to understand what their life situation is. That is why telling him time to time they can afford, be practical, focus on your studies, and yeah. The boy is also in distress. Everything has a limitation. Never got to experience being a kid almost. Surprisingly, the boy have broad understanding for a 9-year-old. Now back to Robert. He is doing everything he can, and things are not going too well. Frustration is taking over, and it is affecting his son. There's a part of their decisions are being tested, both of them, and they're able to overcome it because they only have each other. There's some scenes that feels like going back and forth. It will make sense in the end. Back to the continuation. They're having a father and son bonding. Brian needed to go and wants to do it alone. Robert leaves for a minute and something happened. It's been a whole day of looking, then found out that he was kidnapped by a kid. So he quickly went to the police. While they're talking, they found out that they have a record of this kid who took Brian, and also says where he always hangs around. Soon as Robert heard the location, he decided to look for that kid. The desperation is rising. He did saw the kid, and end up with the chase. Failed to catch him, but it was as if he saw his old client with him. Till morning, he receives the news that the kid he was chasing is dead. Yet he looks for another way connection to the disappearance of his son. He knew his old client. Okay, this is the part where it gets so confusing, and I would like to explain this later on this summary. So another option is to contact the pimp that I assume who handles the kid. Through his client, the pimp took his bait and threatens him. He gave Robert his word, then takes him where the crime syndicates are, hoping to see Brian. After seeing all the cruelty, he can't stop imagining the what ifs. He is worried sick. Still no luck, Brian wasn't there. Later on, while walking, he suddenly hugged a random kid, and back to the police station he goes. This is where he feels so hopeless now. Then got a call from the pimp. He said he found his son. He said Brian, with the other selected kids, will be transferred to Hong Kong tonight. Then he texted Robert the full details. So, Robert quickly left, but dropped his phone. Yeah, another thing I want to pinpoint later, Robert is getting ready and went to the place they agreed on. Thought things are going smoothly, but unfortunately the cops arrived and the pimp thought Robert double-crossed him. So he made the run for it, and it doesn't end well. It makes sense about the back and forth scenes. The other is the fast forward timeline after he really indeed lost his son. In Hong Kong, non-stop, he just kept looking. Years have passed. Robert has a new family. Got married again, had a child together who grew up well. With his son, the teenager, asked, why do they always go to Hong Kong? Robert just told him, why not? Into their destination, and they walk for a while. The teenager wanders without Robert noticing, and of course the father will be worried, does not want to repeat what happened. The wheels stop searching. Suddenly he passed through a person who is doing something that reminded of Brian. This is truly heartbreaking, and what I like about it is it's real. Everything, like the emotions, how would they react. Story really shows how the world can be. This is also we have to deal with. This is all about the father and son. How life can be tough, how the single parent is like, how the child affects as well. I understand its production. For me, you don't need this kind of concept in order to portray a bad guy, like fake scars and this. And there's a ways to portray good and bad people. What I'm trying to say is, what they added, this doesn't really fit in this kind of story. To be honest, nobody is doing that while guarding the sequence. It just happens something to use for later scenes. For example, Robert called someone. How did Robert know who to call? The boy just got in the car and just the two of them. Dropping the phone part. Why did Robert not felt that? For me, it is good if he sits down somewhere and due to desperation, he misplaced the phone, then left. It feels like the sequence was never planned out well, and that is all what bothers me. All of the actings are top notch, except I appreciate this movie because of these actors. So natural, not forced. I know some of these actors for so long, and by their job experience, it shows they did good, even the kid. Maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe. These three are newbies making a debut of their acting career, and I'm totally respect that. More experience, the better. Maybe they just given a bad role to start with. I'm just saying, surrounding by professionals. Obviously, just maybe, be bothered by this because they are creating something different here. Not creating something trendy. Makes the movie considered to be an art to express in different genres. Even the problems, the art of reality. The unstable camera really suits in this. You can feel the uncertain of the real world scenes that you could feel the strong emotions with the help of camera work. 7 out of 10. I can't forget because it leaves a mark on me. The ending, it is really sad. I remember when I first watched it, I was hoping for a good ending, and unexpectedly it wasn't. And it gave me a whole new experience. Made to the end of this video. I hope you enjoy the review. I would like to know your insights as well. Also, if you want to recommend a movie, please do comment. And if you're still here, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.